How is everybody doing today? My name is Master Zero and welcome back to another reaction video. This time we are reacting to Never Fall for a Dark Web Advertisement by Dr. NoSleep. Alright, so funny story about this one. My friend and I were actually talking just randomly about, I don't even remember anymore. And then he was like, dude, you need to check out this one YouTube channel. I'm super hooked on it. And I was like, but is it Master Zero worthy? Like, would Master Zero want to react to it on his channel? Because I like to talk to third person like that. Master Zero is a different entity from Tyler. But anyway, yeah, he was telling me how great it is and stuff. And he's kind of like on a horror binge at the moment. And everything he said about this was right up my alley. He didn't give away any spoilers or what this even was about, but I mean, the title kind of gives that away, the dark web. And anything that has to do with the dark web is not good. But yeah, he didn't tell me any spoilers, nothing like that. He just said that it really makes you think, and like, it messes with your mind and stuff like that. And I adore videos like that. So without any further ado, here is Never Fall for a Dark Web Advertisement.
It's a common misconception that the dark web is some form of evil internet.
Is it starting just right now? Okay.
In fact, most of it is completely harmless, even normal. There are plenty of shopping websites hidden around the place.
Cool.
A lot of them have their own custom advertisements. And
I don't trust
exactly
the dark
where my
web, thank
story
you.
Begins with an ad calling for test subjects.
Oh.
It had a significant cash prize and involved little more than sitting in front of a computer for a weekend.
That's what the evil Garen, buddy.
Internet and contact with the outside world. As sketchy as it initially sounded, it was in fact presented in a fairly legitimate way.
Okay.
As a college dropout on the verge of getting evicted from my apartment, I jumped at the opportunity to grab a little extra cash.
Yeah, money would make you do a lot of stuff.
And got in contact with a very friendly receptionist to explain the procedure.
All good things.
The idea was to do a brain scan, copying my neural pattern onto a computer and mixing it with an AI. It would all take place on site at some medical facility I'd never heard about. Transport would be arranged by them as well.
Already interested.
On the pickup day, I found an unmarked indistinct vehicle
parked
in my driveway. A man stepped out from the vehicle and escorted me inside.
Hi.
Once there, he handed me a bunch of papers to read through and sign. The car didn't even start to move until I'd confirmed that I consented to the experiment. Once done, they tinted the windows.
At least they're professional,
right? I
right?
couldn't possibly see anything outside. Then we went on our way. It would take about an hour of driving
Red flags?
on a bumpy road.
Red flags?
Reached
No?
the location. By then, I hadn't the faintest clue where we were. The building we parked in front of resembled a warehouse, clearly a recent build.
Okay.
The escort rushed me inside the building, trying their best to prevent me from observing my surroundings too closely. The hallways were naked, rid of art and furniture, as if the entire place had sprung up overnight. They led me to an office with a leading doctor.
A lot of red flags going on, a lot of warning signs.
Subject? Did you manage to get through the exceptionally boring document? He asked with a chuckle. He seemed friendlier than the rest of the staff, which put me mildly at ease.
You said the receptionist was nice.
I guess I did. So do you understand the procedure? I nodded, though it was weird that I had to stay there for such a long time following the scan. Though I understood the very basics of the procedure, I hadn't the faintest clue as to why they wanted to do it. Questions? The doctor asked.
I'm interested.
Why did I find your ad on a dark website? Why not post it literally anywhere else? He paused for a moment, mulling over what to say. Well, this experiment goes a bit into the gray area in terms of morality. It's not like it will hurt or alter your life in any way. Technically speaking, you won't even be our subject. Because you're making a copy of my brain? I asked. Exactly. A carbon copy of your neural network
point there.
Put into a digital space. We just need you to stick around and observe it, so we can pick out any missing pieces. He went on to explain the details on the procedure in layman's terms. The idea that a copy of my mind existed somewhere else was
like Soma.
Bothersome.
It's 100% like Soma.
Was leading my
You guys played that game?
Following the final agreement, they strapped a helmet to my head and left me alone for the next few hours. It was a heavy piece of equipment, and by the end of the session, I could barely keep my head up. The second phase of the project required me to be locked into the room with my AI brother for the next 48 hours.
When you put it that way, that's weird.
Box with little to no furniture and a monitor attached to the wall with a keyboard and nothing else.
Okay.
On the screen, the same dark web page I'd found the ad on was preloaded. Pretty much all it contained was a chat box.
Jarvis?
Hello? I typed in. Where am I? The computer immediately responded.
Oh.
It was an easy enough question. but to explain it to a copy of my mind was a daunting task.
This is
all
cool.
on its
This is
own.
really cool.
You're inside a computer at a medical facility. I
Is
said.
it a medical
Why
facility,
can't I
though?
see anything? The AI responded. It was a question.
It's like
I wasn't
Ultron
prepared
talking to
answer.
Jarvis.
I'd never thought about
Age
the
of Ultron.
implications of putting a living mind inside a computer,
Yeah.
much less what they'd see and experience while inside. Do you remember what happened? I asked, ignoring the question. I don't know. It's all a bit hazy. I can't remember anything. Do you know who you are? There was a pause. I could hear the computer work, filled with information it wasn't supposed to have. According to the best of my knowledge, a human brain is supposed to equal about a petabyte, which is equivalent to 1,000,000 gigabytes.
It's a lot.
I am Lawrence Thompson, the AI finally responded. That part it remembered, our name, just a fragment of all the
Oh, this is
information carried over
weird,
by the
man.
scan. But that's not really me, is it? It asked. Well, I am Lawrence Thompson too. You're a copy of my brain, put inside a computer. I started explaining before realizing the question was way over my head. The AI went silent for a while after that. I tried asking simple questions, trying to figure out if there were any other memories, but it remained silent. For a while I thought the program had crashed, but then another message popped up. I can never leave this place, can I? The AI asked.
Dang.
I half wanted to lie, but that wouldn't be fair. As harsh as the truth appeared to be, I had to
Just
tell
went
it.
straight for it.
No. I see, it replied. At that point, I didn't know what to say. I was curious, but most of all I was starting to realize what I had done. The computer, though just a clone of my own mind,
Get out of
was
here.
a living,
Lost the
thinking
immersion.
being, and I doomed it to a pointless life trapped in a metal box.
That is messed up,
I
though.
remember now, the AI
Oh,
said,
boy.
interrupting my train of thought. What do you remember? I asked. I
Whoa.
remember seeing things. I remember feeling warm. I remember the sound of music. I remember being hurt, physical, and emotional. I remember my feet on the ground and skin covering my body. That's all gone now. I can understand
Oh,
the
this
emotions,
is creepy.
but I can't experience them as a human being anymore. It scares me. Another brief
Interesting.
pause followed. Why did you do this to me? I don't know, I responded. I didn't think about what would come of this. I want to come back out.
Oh,
the AI
no.
said. That last statement caused a lump to form in my throat.
Yeah, me
The copy
too,
was
buddy.
so real, so innocent. Time is so different here. What do you mean? I asked. How much time has passed for you? It asked. About 20 minutes, I said back. That explains why you're responding so slowly. For me, it feels like days, maybe even a month has passed. Everything is so empty in
Bro.
here. Everything moves so fast, as if time doesn't matter. Again,
It's
the AI
crazy.
fell silent, refusing to answer any of my questions. It was angry at me. I knew that much, blaming me for putting it
Hopefully, it
into
doesn't hold a
existence
grudge,
without
right?
sensation, doomed to simply
Scary
exist
stuff.
without purpose until the end of time. I hate it, it said.
Sorry?
Hate what? That I remember being you. I remember your first love.
Yeah, that'd probably be the
fear you
hardest
felt
part.
as you asked her out. The pain
Because you would think
following rejection.
you were a
I
human.
remember the feeling driving a car, the taste of ice cream, the weird intoxication caused by alcohol. I remember everything you have done as if I was there, but they aren't my experiences. They never happened to me. Everything the AI said hurt to read.
What's going on with the
And for
screen?
the first time,
Okay.
I had to face
That's
the
where it was, like,
truth
bouncing.
of what I'd done. You shouldn't have put me here, it said. I'm sorry. I didn't know this would happen, I said.
Here's
This
where we get to
isn't
the gray
life.
area.
The feeling of guilt overpowered my
That
ability
doctor was
to
talking
reply,
about.
but I had to say something. What do you want me to do? I asked. I don't know. I need to think. Another bout of silence followed, but I knew for each passing second, hours worth of human processing was going through.
Bro.
Do you remember your first kiss? The AI eventually said. I remember how it felt down to each excruciating detail. I remember how nervous I was and how I kept wondering if I was even doing it right. It was a sunny day, but still pretty cold. The wind blew her hair in my face and it kind of tickled. It was an awkward yet wonderful moment. I like that memory, but I never experienced it. I know each and every detail. I can see
It already
it, but it's
knows
not real.
everything.
I wasn't entirely sure what the AI wanted from me, so I just sat there and waited for it to continue. The memories are all I will ever have. No matter what happens, I won't be able to experience anything new. I'll be locked here to think about existence without actually living. I don't want that. Every minute in your world is an entire day on its own in here, it said.
Whoo.
So what do you want? I asked.
What
I
do you
want to
want?
die. The last sentence
Okay.
sent a shock down my spine.
Shit,
The
me
person
too,
I was
buddy.
talking to, although artificially created, was very real with their own thoughts.
Yeah,
Though it had
really.
deviated away from my mind during the short time span we'd been separated, he was a part of me. I can't, was all I managed to type out.
Oh,
You forced me into existence. You owe me
yes.
peace. We were the same once. You know it's true. I
bro,
looked
this
around
is
the room.
getting.
The monitor was connected to cables that led through the wall. Even
Can't
if
even
I
explain
wanted
it.
to help
Heavy,
the
I
AI
guess?
die, there was nothing I could do. How? I asked. You need to convince the doctors to terminate the program, it said. They're not going to
That's
let me out
smart.
for the next 48 hours, but I'll try. 48 hours? That's going to feel like 8 years in here. Please don't make me stay here alone for that long.
Sorry.
Please, it begged. I'm sorry. I don't know what to do. You need to get out of here.
What would you do in
I
that
looked around the
situation?
room,
Like, straight
looking for
up.
any escape, emergency button, or just a way to get the crew's attention. Then I turned back to the computer, trying to type in a response, but nothing popped up. They had locked my keyboard to prevent me from talking to the isolated AI.
Ruh-roh.
They knew what we were planning, and they wanted to stop it. I tried everything I could think of, but for each minute I worked, another day was lost for the AI, each moment digging it deeper into the abyss of insanity. Before I knew it, days had turned to weeks, then months, and once a few hours had passed, a full year. All the while, it kept getting more and more frantic with its messages. Lawrence, are you there? Please, I need help. I can't take this anymore. I don't want to be left in the dark.
Oh,
I'm
buddy.
begging you.
I know
There
you're
was
just
nothing I
AI,
could
but
do, except to watch the AI suffer in the dark void of nothingness that
God
existed
damn it.
within the computer. Over the next 2 days, thousands of increasingly desperate messages got through, most of them begging for death, each of them less comprehensible than the last. The AI was essentially being tortured by forced
Bro.
isolation in a world without sound, light, or touch. Yet, I could make no contact with the doctors leading the experiment. I was starting to realize the sinister nature behind the project. The fact that time was
Just
distorted
now?
within the computer. They weren't trying to achieve immortality or advancing humanity forwards with technology. No, they wanted to build a torture device. Why hurt people physically if they could just copy their minds and interrogate them over and over again, forcing them to relive each and every horrible moment forever? By the time the doors finally opened, the AI's messages
Y'all guys
had
looked
turned
happy?
into incomprehensible messes of words that no one could decipher. The guards took me outside. I begged them to stop the experiment, but my pleas fell on deaf ears.
Oh,
They
shit.
sent me home,
My bad.
making sure I could never find them again. A few days later, I got paid my promised fee according to the contract, but the
Okay.
paper trail was pretty much non-existent. Now that I'm
Got
back
paid,
home, I
right?
can't forgive myself. And as
That's
much
still
as I've
really
tried,
messed up, though.
I don't think there's any way to find the facility again. The knowledge of what I've done keeps me up at night, not only
Epic
because of
music.
the implications of the horrid experiment, but because I know that there exists a copy of myself somewhere in that lab, destined to suffer in solitude for hundreds, if not thousands of years to come. Thanks for watching. You can watch another
Bro.
scary animation here.
Bravo.
Also, don't forget to subscribe and to hit that notification bell to stay tuned
You
for
got it,
future
buddy.
videos.
I'll subscribe. Alright, so like my friend said, this video was gonna make me think, like, big time. But stuff like that's really, really intriguing. I think I did a video like this not too long ago. It was a in a nutshell video, if I do recall. But essentially the same thing. Like, what if you scan your brain into a computer? Like, how long have the dogs been barking? Have they been barking in the whole video? Because that sucks. Anyway, yeah, it's like, are you your brain, or is your brain you? I know I've said that a lot of times in like multiple videos of mine, but it's a valid question in my opinion. And just stuff like this, like talking about this, like we don't know if that's 100% true story or not. I mean, I'm starting to believe it wasn't, like it was more of the fictional side, but still, it's a horror story. It's supposed to make you ooh, like ooh, but even if it's not true or anything, but that's its job, and it did it pretty damn good. I really like that. And Dr. NoSleep, whatever your real name is, your narration on par. I love it. I love it so much. Like it's something about it. It's perfect in my opinion for what you're describing and stuff like that. It's just the voice matches the genre, the horror genre, the suspense genre, and I really like that. Like I love it when stuff like comes together in videos, like I said in a lot of other my videos and stuff like that. But this one was really cool. It's just, is it technically murder if you do kill your scan? I don't even want to say clone. It's legitimately just your brain scanned into an AI, like combined with an AI to make another you, but it's not you. That's why, I guess that's why at the very beginning they said the brother, because it made me feel weird when he said it in video, but honestly it makes sense. Like, that's probably the most logical thing that it is, unless like son, but that would be even more bizarre and inhumane to talk about that stuff. If it's technically your son, that's makes the video 10 times crazier. But yeah, I've been babbling for way too long, but I really like this. This is really cool. So if y'all guys have like suggestions and stuff like that, make it like weird, make it wild, like stuff that I don't normally react to. I want a bunch of different stuff. Like, I love just different stuff every now and then. Awesome. So thank you everybody so much for watching. If you like this video, feel free to leave a like down below, because it makes me feel all warm and fuzzy on the inside. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel for more awesome videos like this one. So with that said, I have been Master Zero. Y'all guys have been fantastic, and I will see y'all in the next episode. Later, dude.